It's the most powerful show on television. High drama with intense energy. A show dedicated to a few brave souls who risk their lives for the sake of their craft. Its in-depth reporting goes to the core and unlocks the mysteries behind today's raciest sport. Motorsports. Catch it when you can.
Speed Station welcomes you to Charlotte Motor Speedway for the running of the Coca-Cola 600. Take a look at this starting lineup. Rookie Brandon Jones wins the pole for the Coca-Cola 600 above Myatt Snyder, making his first point race start in the 93 car for RSS Racing above Alex Bowman in third. Jimmy Johnson just coming off of his first Indianapolis 500 in fourth. Austin Dillon in fifth. Joey Logano in sixth. Martin Truex Jr. in seventh. Matt DiBenedetto in 8th, Quinn Houff in 9th in the 42 car, and Austin Cindric, the Xfinity Series regular, in 10th. And those who failed to qualify include Garrett Smithley, Corey LaJoie, Michael McDowell, Todd Gilliland, who was attempting his first Cup Series start but failed to make it, Ryan Preece, John Hunter Nemechek, Joey Gase, Timmy Hill, Josh Wise, and Drew Herring. Now, because this is the Coca-Cola 600, and the longest race of the year, we also have the most stages of any race. We have 4 stages for today's event. Stage 1 ends on lap 40, Stage 2 ends on lap 80, and Stage 3 ends on lap 120. And we have a 160 lap event.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
And we are green here at Charlotte. Brandon Jones jumps out to a car-length lead above now second position Alex Bowman as he takes the spot off Myatt Snyder into turn 1. 3 wide with Martin Truex Jr. taking up 5th position on the bottom. Alex Bowman takes a look under the 81 car as Brandon Jones took turn 3 a little bit wide. But Jones still holds the lead, and Brandon Jones, your pole sitter, will lead lap 1. Alex Bowman taking a look on the inside now as they enter turn 1. Alex Bowman is now your leader. Jimmy Johnson stuck up on the top side, falling outside of the top 10 as, contact between the 8 and 9 cars midfield. The 93 car of Myatt Snyder has taken up second position with Quinn Houff trying to take up third, side drafting with the 81. And Houff has taken the position. He dives in on the 93 but had to back out of the throttle in the apex of 1 and 2. Reigning champion Clint Boyer now on the inside of the 81. In fact, he's the most recent winner of a Cup Series point event after scoring his first win of the year at Mid-Ohio. Boyer will take up 4th. He moves the 42 car up off the bottom to move into 3rd spot. Still Alex Bowman, your leader, above Myatt Snyder, who still runs in 2nd position, about a car length and a half behind the 88. Right now, your pole sitter, Brandon Jones, has fallen down to 7th spot, as Kevin Harvick in the 4 car has just moved up into 4th. Quinn Houff on the outside line has just fallen down to 7th, with Brandon Jones taking up 6th. Kevin Harvick taking a look on the inside of his teammate Clint Boyer, with Harvick moving up into 3rd. Truex going to take advantage of that, and he's going to try and move up into 4th position. Now Truex into 4th with Matt DiBenedetto taking up 5th spot. Kevin Harvick taking a look on the inside of Myatt Snyder into turn 1. Harvick will move up into 2nd. That's your All-Star race winner, and Matt DiBenedetto with a big run on the 93, trying to move up into 3rd spot. DiBenedetto takes up 3rd. Clint Boyer follows suit into 4th, with Snyder stuck up on the middle lane. Martin Truex Jr. is just taking up 5th spot. Behind him is the 42 car of Quinn Houff. Kevin Harvick right on the back bumper of the 88 car down the back straightaway. Got a 3-car battle for the lead between Bowman, Harvick, and DiBenedetto. Quinn Hoff and Martin Truex Jr. battle side by side for 5th position. Myatt Snider thinking about 3 wide into 1. As Hoff prevails through the middle line to take up 5th spot. Matt DiBenedetto hounding Kevin Harvick for that 2nd position. Right on the back bumper as he now takes a look onto the inside down the front straight. DiBenedetto inches ahead of the 4 to move up into 2nd. Clint Bowyer getting a run on him now on the inside. Harvick has fallen down into 4th position with DiBenedetto up to 2nd, Bowyer into 3rd. And Brandon Jones is back up into 5th. Matt DiBenedetto getting a very good run on race leader Alex Bowman as they exited turn 2. Trying to take a look onto the inside as they enter turn 3. He has to settle back in line in 2nd spot though behind the 88 of Bowman. Now 4 cars in the mix for the lead. With Bowman your leader above DiBenedetto, Bowyer, and Harvick as Bowyer takes a look on the inside of the 21. Then Bowyer will take up 2nd. Kevin Harvick follows suit into 3rd spot. Quinn Hoff just dove it into turn 3 to move up into 6th, getting around the 93 of Myatt Snider. Now the Stewart-Haas teammates of Harvick and Bowyer battle side by side for 2nd. But DiBenedetto takes him 3 wide into 1, with the 21 moving back up into 2nd spot. The 42 car of Quinn Hoff has just filed into 5th spot, behind the 14. Alex Bowman still patrolling the field by about 0.4 of a second above 2nd spot Matt DiBenedetto. Clint Bowyer having a look on the inside of DiBenedetto. That will move the 14 car up into 2nd position. DiBenedetto actually pulling off a run around the outside line of Kevin Harvick. Looks like the 21 car will retain 3rd spot as they exit turn 2 and enter turn 3. Caution flag is out. For the first time today in the race back to the flag, it is Bowman above Bowyer, DiBenedetto, Harvick, and Jones. Entering turn number 3, it looks like the 47 cuts down in front of the 95. Christopher Bell turns the 47 into the outside wall, making it a surprising single car incident, with the 47 getting turned in between turns 3 and 4. And surprisingly, we haven't even mentioned this on the broadcast yet, but Harrison Burton, making his first career Cup Series start, currently runs in 14th position for Levine Family Racing. Not a half bad run so far. And Alex Bowman gets blocked getting out of his pit stall by the 93 car of Myatt Snider. The race off pit road was won by Matt DiBenedetto above Kevin Harvick, Clint Bowyer, Brandon Jones, and Martin Truex Jr. Bowman gets off around 15th or 20th position, losing a lot of spots getting out of his stall. And here's what happened to Bowman. As his team completes service, he slams into the rear end of the 93, getting out of his stall, and has to wait for several cars to pass before he can actually pull out of his pit stall. Losing about 15 spots in the process. Well, the pit road shenanigans actually moved Jeffrey Earnhardt in the 50 car up into 7th spot. And to update you on the ongoing regular season point battle, the current point leader entering this race, Chase Briscoe, currently runs in 31st position, while 2nd in points Kevin Harvick runs in 2nd spot. Quite a large deficit to make up early in the race. Green flag. Kevin Harvick getting a very good jump on the 21 as he already looks onto the inside of race leader DiBenedetto into turn 1. Kevin Harvick, the all-star race winner, is now your leader. His teammate Clint Bowyer trying to make a move on DiBenedetto now to get up into 2nd spot. But he can't quite do it as DiBenedetto cuts down in front of the 14 to retain 2nd. Austin Dillon gets turned around by the 19 down the front straight, up in front of the 39, on his side, and the big one on the front straightaway as more cars pile in. A massive incident also involving your point leader, Chase Briscoe. And in the race back to the flag, it was Harvick above DiBenedetto, Boyer, Brandon Jones, and Ryan Blaney. Coming off turn 4, the 3 car gets clipped by Martin Truex Jr. and turned up in front of the field in the quad oval. Now remember last year's spring race at Texas? That a big one down the front straight? Well, this is very reminiscent of that as the 93 plows into the 3, almost turning him over. Denny Hamlin gets involved, Jimmy Johnson as well involved, the 42 of Quinn Half involved, your point leader Chase Briscoe, the 24 of William Byron, the 87 of Joe Nemechek, the 43 of Bubba Wallace. I think that Jimmy Johnson got through it without too much damage. It seems like every race I get to say this, but here's the onboard with Jimmy Johnson. He missed it. He missed the whole deal. And Kevin Harvick has blown up. Harvick has smoke coming out of the 4 car under caution. How unfortunate for Harvick as he was about to take advantage of the 99 car's mishap. The 4 car of Harvick will now be out of the race, taken out as the leader by his own mechanical failure. This race has already taken a turn for the weird on lap 20. And in the race off pit road now, because Harvick's out of it, it was Boyer above Reddick, surprisingly Jeffrey Earnhardt, Kyle Busch, Brandon Jones, and Martin Truex Jr. So the drivers out of the race are Ricky Stenhouse Jr., William Byron, Chase Briscoe, Jan Magnussen, Chase Elliott, Kurt Busch, Sheldon Creed, Austin Dillon, Ryan Sieg, Myatt Snyder, and Kevin Harvick. Harvick will finish in 31st position, while point leader presently, Chase Briscoe, will finish in 39th. Now, the biggest gain, however, will be whoever is third in points after this race is over. Green flag. Tyler Reddick tries jumping to the top of the race leader, Clint Boyer, but now takes a look onto the inside. And the Texas race winner from earlier in the season, Tyler Reddick, is now your leader. As Kyle Busch, having a run on the inside of the 14, trying to take up second. Busch will take the position. Your pole sitter, Brandon Jones, moves up into third as he tries to take a look on the inside of the 18, now going 3 wide as several cars are hitting pit road. DiBenedetto going 3 wide on the inside for second spot as he will take up the position. Now Martin Truex Jr. going on the inside of DiBenedetto. This is letting Tyler Reddick get a very big lead above second spot. The cars that were hitting pit road were those damaged in the last caution. They were hitting pit road because they did not get all their service done under yellow. How about this for a Cup Series debut? Harrison Burton, he runs in 5th spot. Running down his former boss from the Truck Series, Kyle Busch. Matt DiBenedetto taking a look on the inside of Reddick for the lead as DiBenedetto will take up the spot. Martin Truex Jr. hoping to follow suit into second. Remember, Truex won this race last season. But Reddick cuts right down in front of the 19 to retain second. Your top 5 at the moment is DiBenedetto, Reddick, Truex, Kyle Busch, and Ryan Blaney. Kyle Busch has just taken up 3rd spot off his teammate, Martin Truex Jr. The 12 car of Ryan Blaney has just taken 4th off of Martin Truex Jr., with Brandon Jones taking up 5th spot. In front of race leader Matt DiBenedetto is the lap car of Austin Cindric. Just 9 laps to go in stage 1, as the separation between the 21 and 8 is about 0.4 of a second. And it looks like DiBenedetto will get by the lap cars cleanly as he had to go on the inside of the 02 and the 10. Kyle Busch trying to make a look on the inside of the 8. They're going 3 wide down the back straight with the lap car of Austin Cindric on the outside as Kyle Busch falls back into the inside line. Tyler Reddick still in second, with the 21 getting about a half-second lead above Reddick. The 5 car of Harrison Burton takes a look on the inside of Ryan Blaney. That will move the 5 car up into 5th position. The 88 car of Alex Bowman almost went upside down, and we are back under caution. more and more incidents as we try to make our way through stage 1. As your race leader is Matt DiBenedetto above Tyler Reddick, then Kyle Busch, Harrison Burton, and Brandon Jones. Talk about a race of attrition. There's the 55 car clipping the 10 car, which is very far off the pace. Almirola got involved in that incident several laps ago. And then here comes Alex Bowman with severe crash damage already, plows into the 10, and almost goes upside down, gets all the way onto his left side, but then manages to land back on his wheels. The first car off pit road was Matt DiBenedetto above Tyler Reddick, Kyle Busch, Harrison Burton, and Brandon Jones. And obviously there is a couple lap cars separating a few of the leaders. In between second and third positions, Reddick and Kyle Busch is Austin Cindric and Jimmy Johnson. And in front of race leader Matt DiBenedetto is Denny Hamlin, who is a few laps down. So we are going to go green with just 2 laps to go in stage 1. Green flag. Matt DiBenedetto trying to jump around the outside of the lap car of Denny Hamlin. That's going to let Tyler Reddick onto his inside, although he does have to deal with the lap traffic. DiBenedetto powers by around the outside line as Reddick gets trapped in behind the 11. Now 2 lap cars separate first and second, those being the 21 of DiBenedetto and the 18 of Kyle Busch. And Matt DiBenedetto will take the white flag in stage 1. 3 wide racing behind the leaders, as Denny Hamlin is still slowing up a lot of the lead pack. Low trouble as Hamlin gets turned around by Ryan Newman, almost 4 wide down the back straight as the 42 gets carried into the outside wall. And as they race back to the flag, Matt DiBenedetto will win stage 1. Kyle Busch in second, Tyler Reddick in third, Harrison Burton in fourth, and Brandon Jones in fifth. This race is turning out to be an absolute mess as the 6 car turns the 11 into the inside wall, spinning him around with a lot of front end damage, as if it wasn't bad enough since he's already been in a few wrecks. And then the 42 car gets turned around by the 43 up into the outside wall. A lot of damage on the rear left and right sides of that car, although I believe they might be able to repair it. NASCAR on Speed Station is being brought to you by Built by Me Chassis and Engine Parts, by Smeat Heat, the real canned meat paste, and by Start and Park, the official motel brand of NASCAR. And take a look at who gets off pit road in first. It's Brandon Jones, your pole sitter, getting off in front of Martin Truex Jr., Clint Boyer, and Matt DiBenedetto, who drops down 4 spots down into 4th position. And there's the green flag for stage 2. Harrison Burton taking a look on the inside of Tyler Reddick. That's the battle for 6th position, with the 5 car taking up the spot. Now the 14 car of Clint Boyer making a look on the inside of the 19. That moves Boyer up into 2nd. Kyle Busch hoping to follow suit into 3rd. Busch has got the position, but Matt DiBenedetto takes a dive on the inside line and will move up into 3rd spot. And Martin Truex Jr. has fallen all the way down to 10th spot, from 4th to 10th just in that last lap. The 5 and 18 cars of Burton and Busch battle side by side now for 4th spot. Looks like Burton will take the position as the 21 down to the inside of the 14. DiBenedetto back up into 2nd. Clint Boyer and Matt DiBenedetto actually just made contact as they exited turn 4. Made Boyer's car extremely loose as they exited turn number 4. And now the 22 car of Joey Logano up onto the outside line to the 5 car of Harrison Burton. Logano loses a spot, actually, to the 18 car, as Kyle Busch will move up into 5th. Harrison Burton taking a look on the inside of Boyer. Dives in into turn 3, and the 5 car of Burton is up into 3rd. At the present moment, your top 5 is Brandon Jones, Matt DiBenedetto, Harrison Burton, Clint Boyer, and Kyle Busch. Ryan Blaney just got under the 8 car of Tyler Reddick to move up into 6th position. Now Harrison Burton taking a look on the inside of the 21. And the young rookie making it only his first Cup Series start now runs in 2nd spot. The 21 car of Matt DiBenedetto has fallen outside the top 5 as the 12 car of Blaney has moved up into 5th spot. Clint Boyer slipped up entering turn 1 and he let the 18 car on his inside as Matt DiBenedetto pulls off another 3-wide move on the inside line to move up into 4th spot. The lap car of Quinn Houff getting in the way of the 12. Blocking Blaney, DiBenedetto once again on the inside of the 18 car of Kyle Busch, but now it looks like he will take up 3rd position off the 18. And there's the last car on the lead lap, Daniel Suarez in front of race leader Brandon Jones. And as Jones gets around Suarez, there is now only 10 cars on the lead lap. Another caution flag is on the speedway. As we follow the race back to the flag, the 14 car tried to take up 4th but has to settle for 5th. As Brandon Jones is your leader above Harrison Burton, Matt DiBenedetto, Logano, and Boyer. I can't believe that there's enough cars left to where we can still have wrecks. The 41 car dives in turn 1 and just dumps the 52 car of J.J. Yaley into the outside wall. The first car off pit road is Brandon Jones getting out in front of Harrison Burton, Clint Boyer, and Matt DiBenedetto. Green flag. Brandon Jones gets a very good restart as the 14 car takes a look on the inside of Harrison Burton. Clint Boyer will move up into 2nd position. Tyler Reddick on the inside of DiBenedetto will move up into 4th. Daniel Suarez doing some serious blocking on Jeffrey Earnhardt, who was a lead lap driver, as he is now fallen down to 10th position. Clint Boyer with a run on Brandon Jones. Clint Boyer will take the lead as they enter turn 1. He slides a little bit up the track. That's going to let Harrison Burton onto his inside. And in only his first career Cup Series start, Harrison Burton is now your leader. Although he has Tyler Reddick coming on his inside. At the start-finish line, it's Burton to lead that lap. But it looks like Reddick's going to take the lead as they enter turn 1. Reddick's got the spot. Matt DiBenedetto will move up into 2nd. Although now he is on the inside of the 8. Benedetto now takes the lead. A lot of shuffling going on for that top position. Benedetto did not get a very good exit of turn 4 as there was contact between the 95 and 14. Tyler Reddick is your leader at the start-finish line, as they still battle neck and neck for the top spot. It looks like a little bit of a push from the 22 will push the 21 out in front as the 81 makes a 3-wide move on the inside to move up into 2nd. So now Matt DiBenedetto back out front. Brandon Jones up into 2nd position. Now Jones taking a look on the inside. Brandon Jones is back out front. The 14 car up into 2nd. Trying to side draft the 81 down the back straight. As Boyer gets cut off. Entering turn number 3. But still right on the back bumper of that 81 down the front straight. Joey Logano takes a look on the inside of the 14. Logano now up into 2nd position as the 12 car of Blaney has just moved up into 4th. We have another incident in turn 1. Caution flag is out. I believe it was between lap cars. As there's the battle for 3rd spot between the 12 and 14. Brandon Jones will lead us back to the caution above Joey Logano, Clint Boyer, Ryan Blaney, and Kyle Busch. Now this is quite an odd situation. The 13 car of Ty Dillon enters turn 1 with a blown tire, slows down abruptly in front of the 55, who then plows into his rear end, spinning both cars around. First car off pit road is Brandon Jones, getting out in front of Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, Tyler Reddick, and Kyle Busch. You know, at this point, I don't think there's a single car in the field without at least some type of damage. I mean, it is the longest race of the year. It's supposed to be a race of attrition, and we're definitely seeing it. A whole lot of mechanical failures, too. And green flag, just 8 laps to go in stage 2. Joey Logano gets a very good restart on Brandon Jones, makes a look onto the inside. Logano will take the lead as they enter turn 1. His teammate Ryan Blaney following the inside line, hoping to move up into second spot as Brandon Jones is stuck out on the top. There's the lap car of Christopher Bell, trying to get around Joey Logano to get his lap back. The 12 car of Ryan Blaney has just taken up second spot off the 81, but Kyle Busch taking him 3 wide into turn 3. Busch backs out, and Ryan Blaney is now into second. Busch up into third. With the 81 car still stuck up on the outside line, the 21 car of Matt DiBenedetto has moved up into fourth. Just 5 laps to go in the stage as the 95 car is back on the inside of Logano. He's clearly faster. Christopher Bell has just unlapped himself, and that opens up the door for Ryan Blaney to try and take the lead off of his teammate Logano. And Ryan Blaney is now your leader as he forces the 22 car way wide into turn number 3. At the start-finish line, it was still the 22 car to lead that lap by just a nose. The 14 car of Clint Bowyer making it 3 wide for the lead into 1, and Bowyer will take up the spot. Quite a gutsy move into turn 1, as Matt DiBenedetto now 3 wide on the inside for second. As Brandon Jones will lunge ahead to take up second spot, Matt DiBenedetto currently runs in third. Christopher Bell slid up off the bottom. He just let race leader Clint Bowyer onto his inside. And that's giving the 81 car a run. Brandon Jones on the inside of the 14 will now retake the lead once again. And there's another lap car of Chris Buescher battling alongside the 95. Buescher trying to get his lap back now as we have 2 laps to go in stage 2. And out of turn 4, we now take the white flag in stage 2 with the 21 car right on the back bumper of race leader Brandon Jones. DiBenedetto can't quite get to the inside of the 81. So Brandon Jones will win stage 2 at Charlotte above Matt DiBenedetto, Joey Logano, Kyle Busch, and Clint Bowyer. And Chris Buescher just barely missed out on regaining one of his laps. NASCAR on Speed Station is being brought to you by Built by Me Chassis and Engine Parts, by Smeat Heat, the real canned meat paste, and by Start & Park, the official motel brand of NASCAR. So Brandon Jones gets off pit road in front of Matt DiBenedetto, Clint Bowyer, Kyle Busch, and Harrison Burton. And in between first and second is the lap car of Chris Buescher. And we are green for stage 3. Brandon Jones once again gets off to a pretty good restart as the 21 car looks onto the inside of the lap car of the 17. So now no more lap traffic separating first and second. Clint Bowyer now taking a look on the inside of Matt DiBenedetto down the back straight. Bowyer has to fall back into line. Bowyer now trying to sidetrack DiBenedetto once again. The 5 and 18 cars battle for 4th position as the 14 takes up second and a dive move on the inside. The 5 car of Harrison Burton moves up into 3rd. Ryan Blaney in the 12 car has now moved up into 4th spot. Benedetto has fallen down into 5th. And the 22 and 8 cars battle for 6th position. But Harrison Burton shoots it onto the inside line of the 14. Harrison Burton takes up 2nd. And it looks like he's trying to take the lead in the same move, as he's now onto the inside of Brandon Jones. But he has to settle for 2nd position. But we have 2 rookie Toyota drivers battling for the lead, as the 5 car with another run down the front straight. Harrison Burton will take the lead as he dives it off into turn 1. Clint Boyer moves up into 2nd position around the 81, and Jeffrey Earnhardt in the 50 car runs in 5th. Earnhardt now pushing the 12 car down the front straight. It looks like the 50 will move up into 4th. That's Jimmy Johnson coming off of pit road as DiBenedetto makes it another 3-wide move on the inside to move up into 4th position. But as I was saying, Jimmy Johnson coming off pit road after more damage repairs. He is now 11 laps behind race leader Harrison Burton. Clint Boyer with a run onto the inside of the 5. As they battle side by side coming off of turn number 2, Clint Boyer is now your leader. The 12 car of Ryan Blaney currently runs in 3rd, as he will now take up 2nd off of the 5 car of Burton. And now you see the lap car of Chris Buescher back up into this mix as the 12 car of Blaney making a move on the inside for the lead. And Blaney's got the position. Matt DiBenedetto moves up into 2nd. That's a lap car of Chris Buescher on the inside now of the 21. Into turn number 3, trying to unlap himself if he can get up near the 12. But DiBenedetto powers right past him on the outside, with the 81 trying to pass him on the inside. Now there's the lap car of Quinn Half, blocking the middle groove. That's going to end up blocking the 17 and the 5. No, now the 14 as Harrison Burton dropped down to the inside. Jeffrey Earnhardt just got around the 5 car to move back up into 4th position as the 81, Brandon Jones, dives in on Blaney. Brandon Jones is now back out front. The 21 car of Matt DiBenedetto hoping to follow suit in the 2nd. The 81 car is your leader above the 21 of DiBenedetto, the 5 of Harrison Burton, and the 50 of Jeffrey Earnhardt. Oh, Burton really dove it into turn 1. Got around the 21 and has driven up to the back bumper of the 81. And that has allowed Jeffrey Earnhardt to drive up into 3rd position. We are really having a race of underdogs right now. I mean, just take a look at your top 5 right now. If you take all their career wins and combine them, it equals 3. Once again, the lap car of Christopher Bell is back up into this mix, as he is on the inside of 3rd position Jeffrey Earnhardt. Matt DiBenedetto battling alongside with Jeffrey Earnhardt. It looks like the 21 will take up 3rd. 14 hoping to follow suit into 4th spot as he will take up the position. Now Christopher Bell on the inside of Harrison Burton. Actually moves his lead lap teammate up off the bottom. Still battling very hard to try and get back onto the lead lap as he had to get out of the throttle on the exit of turn number 4, losing his track position. The 14 car of Clint Boyer has just taken up 3rd off the 21 as DiBenedetto falls back on the outside line. Harrison Burton just moved the 81 car up off the bottom, and Burton is now back out front. Burton getting a little bit boxed in by the 15 car of Brennan Poole. That might slow him down just a little bit as we now have 3 cars under a blanket for the lead, as Brandon Jones takes a look back down on the inside line. Brandon Jones is now your leader. The 14 car will now take up 2nd. You know, I don't think I've seen a new Toyota team perform so good at Charlotte since maybe Brian Vickers when he debuted with Red Bull here. Remember, he led quite a bit of the race. Ryan Blaney on the inside of Tyler Reddick has just taken up 5th spot. Harrison Burton back onto the inside of the 14. And Burton will take up second off of Boyer. Clint Boyer back onto the inside of the 5. Looks like they're going to try and swap second position back and forth, but the 5 car really dove it in on the outside line. Harrison Burton will lead that lap above the 81 car, but gets used up by the 42. As Jeffrey Earnhardt tries to take him 3 wide on the inside for second spot. The 81 car of Brandon Jones is obviously back out front. And the 5 car getting massively blocked by Quinn Hoff on the outside line. Clint Boyer has just retaken second spot off Jeffrey Earnhardt, as we have just 10 laps to go in Stage 3. Brandon Jones, your leader, above Boyer, Earnhardt, Blaney, and Reddick. Earnhardt moving the 14 car up off the bottom, actually making contact as they exited turn number 2. Boyer still blocking down the back straight. Earnhardt dives it into turn 1, and Jeffrey Earnhardt has taken up second position in the 50 car for the money team. The top 4 cars are right there, right behind race leader Brandon Jones. Clint Boyer takes a dive move onto the inside into turn 3 to move back up into second position. Looks like Jeffrey Earnhardt will fall down into 4th spot. Martin Truex Jr. has just hit pit road, trying to short pit the field with just 5 laps to go in Stage 3. Now Harrison Burton back onto the inside of the 14. But he gets cut off, but he forces the 14 up off the bottom. And Burton hits pit road. Oh, and Jeffrey Earnhardt actually missed the commitment line. I'm assuming that might lead to a penalty, but still Brandon Jones, your leader, above Clint Boyer, as those two stayed out. And now Jones and Boyer hit pit road. So at the present moment, Harrison Burton is your leader above Martin Truex Jr., who has taken up second through that good short pit strategy above the 81. But the 81 just powered past him on the outside line to retain second spot. And coming off turn 4, Harrison Burton now sees the white flag in Stage 3. And talk about a debut race. Harrison Burton will win Stage 3 in his first career Cup Series start above Brandon Jones, Martin Truex Jr., Clint Boyer, and Joey Logano in 5th. NASCAR on Speed Station is being brought to you by Built by Me Chassis and Engine Parts, by Smeat Heat, the real canned meat paste, and by Start & Park, the official motel brand of NASCAR. Well, that's a little bit strange. The 81 car of Brandon Jones is actually heading back down pit road on this cycle of stops, as well as the 21 of Matt DiBenedetto. I don't think you're going to get much of an advantage having just like 2 or 3 lap fresher tires. Jeffrey Earnhardt did have to assess a 15-second hold on his pit stop. However, he did actually get out just barely in front of Harrison Burton. He was only about 3 seconds ahead of Burton when the stage caution fell, but it did save Earnhardt from going 1 lap down. And there's the green flag for the final stage. Martin Truex Jr. goes to the inside of the lap car of Brad Keselowski and gets around him very quickly. Truex has 2 lap cars behind him, those being Christopher Bell and Chris Buescher. As Bell takes a look on the inside of the 19. And Bell is now in position to challenge his teammate to get back on the lead lap. The 18 and the 14 battle side by side for 3rd spot, with Kyle Busch taking up the position. And talk about a David versus Goliath situation with Harrison Burton in his first Cup start, trying to fight off 2 Cup Series champions for his first win. Burton's teammate Bell just got around him to get back onto the lead lap, as Kyle Busch going 3 wide for the lead into turn 1. Kyle Busch is now your leader. Harrison Burton falling back many spots on the outside line, and you saw the 81 car. Whoa! The 22 car just got turned into the inside wall between contact between himself and the 5. We have no caution, but that was a very dicey moment as they all got bottled up around 7th position. And like I was saying, you saw the 81 car coming off of pit road. Well, guess what? He had a punctured tire, and he just put on a new set. How unfortunate for today's pole sitter, Brandon Jones. I'll tell you this, I think Christopher Bell trying to take that lap back off his teammate might have cost his teammate his first win. Clint Boyer with a run on the inside of Kyle Busch. Boyer will take the lead. Tyler Reddick waiting in 3rd position as he starts to side draft with the 18. And Tyler Reddick will take up 2nd. Ryan Blaney and Kyle Busch battle side by side for 3rd position. Looks like Blaney will take up the spot. Harrison Burton right on his back bumper. Now just 30 laps to go in the Coca-Cola 600. The separation between 1st and 2nd is about half a second between the 14 and 8 cars. And a little bit of contact between the 12 and 5 right there. And you see the severe amount of left side damage on that 5. That's when he door slammed the 22. And I'll tell you this, getting right up on the back bumper and drafting with that 95 car has really done wonders for Clint Boyer's lead, as he is now extending it to almost 7/10 above 2nd spot Tyler Reddick. Whoa, a lot of contact between the 6 and 18 cars, as Ryan Newman as a lap car almost ran Kyle Busch into the grass right there. And here comes Kyle Busch on the inside of the 5. That moves Busch up into 4th and the 5 car down to 5th. Ryan Blaney with a run on Tyler Reddick. It's a battle for 2nd position, and it looks like the 12 will take the spot. But there's the lap car of Quinn Hoff in the way. Looks like he will block the outside line of Reddick. Now Kyle Busch with a run coming on the 12. Busch will take up 2nd spot with Clint Boyer still extending that lead. Now there is definitely going to be some pit strategy involved in this finish, as all these leaders still have to hit pit road at least once. At the present moment, your top 5 is Clint Boyer, Kyle Busch, Harrison Burton, Ryan Blaney, and Martin Truex Jr. And there's the battle for 4th position with Matt DiBenedetto taking the spot off the 12 car of Blaney. The separation between 1st and 2nd is now 1 second separating the 14 and 18. DiBenedetto's driven his way right to the back bumper of the 5, trying to make a move on Burton to hopefully move up into 3rd spot. We now have just 20 laps to go here at Charlotte. Matt DiBenedetto has taken up 3rd off of Harrison Burton. As you see the lap car of Brandon Jones starting to get into this mix, he currently runs in 11th position, hoping to be in the same position as Christopher Bell. If another caution were to fall, they would be on the lead lap. Kyle Busch starting to gain a lot of ground on that 14. He gained 3/10 that last lap. The separation is down to 7/10. We have cars hitting pit road, including the 89, 13, and 55. Clint Boyer is now hitting pit road. That throws the lead over to Kyle Busch, who has stayed out along with Matt DiBenedetto. DiBenedetto will take the lead off Busch as they enter turn number 1. 21 car back out front. Kyle Busch is pitting as well as Harrison Burton, but Matt DiBenedetto is still on the racetrack with 16 laps to go. I wonder what the pit strategy is going to look like for the 21 car, as he, Tyler Reddick, and Jeffrey Earnhardt are still on the racetrack. So now that Reddick and Earnhardt have pitted, Matt DiBenedetto is the only car in the racetrack, and caution flag is out. DiBenedetto has lapped the entire field, and the caution flag has come out. That is perfect timing for his strategy. Absolutely perfect timing for Matt DiBenedetto's pit strategy, as he slows up for the, I believe, spun around 42 car and takes the caution flag. I think Matt DiBenedetto might have already won this. he has lapped every single car in the field. So there's the slow car of Quinn Hoff entering turn 3, chops down in front of the 12, and ends up getting dumped entering turn number 3. And that has brought out the most recent caution. DiBenedetto took gas only. That's a bit of a strange call when you've lapped the whole field. You could have at least put 4 tires on it. Okay, so there is now 8 cars on the lead lap, but they are all on the tail end of the lead lap. So what they have to hope for, if you're not Matt DiBenedetto, is another caution to come out within the last 10 laps. So really, DiBenedetto's greatest challenge, even knowing that he's not necessarily racing with anyone for the win, he has a lot of lap cars in front of him. And he has to make sure he doesn't wreck with one of them. And we are green with 9 laps to go here at Charlotte. We are watching the battle for second between the 18 and 14 cars of Busch and Bowyer. As you see, Daniel Suarez is blocking most of the inside line right there. And behind this is your race leader, Matt DiBenedetto. Whoa, the 5 car got turned almost around by the 48 car of Jimmy Johnson. So all DiBenedetto really has to do now is just ride around for the last few laps, and he'll have this victory locked up. There's the battle for second, with Clint Bowyer taking the spot off of Kyle Busch, who falls back several positions on the outside line. 3-wide battle for third as Ryan Blaney has just taken the position. And there's Tyler Reddick in the 8 car taking up third spot off the 12 on the inside line. We now have 5 laps to go, and obviously the lead separating first and second is 25 seconds. So I don't think Matt DiBenedetto is going to be caught before this race ends. Tyler Reddick on the inside of the 14 has just taken up second spot. The 12 car of Blaney just dove in on the 8 to retake second position. Now battle's going to form between the 12 and 19 for the spot. Martin Truex Jr. has stolen second position off of Ryan Blaney, and under odd circumstances and perfect pit strategy, Matt DiBenedetto wins a wacky Coca-Cola 600 and scores the 100th win for the Wood Brothers in Cup Series competition. And here's the finishing battle for second as Blaney stole the position once again off the 19. Blaney brings it home in second above Truex, Harrison Burton, and reigning champion Clint Bowyer. In a very anticlimactic fashion, Matt DiBenedetto scores his second career Cup Series victory above Ryan Blaney, Martin Truex Jr., Harrison Burton finishing 4th in his first Cup Series start, Clint Bowyer in 5th, Tyler Reddick in 6th, Kyle Busch in 7th, Jeffrey Earnhardt finishing in 8th, Brandon Jones in 9th, and Eric Jones round out the top 10. And just take a look at how much the top 5 in points have shuffled after the Coca-Cola 600. Ryan Blaney moves all the way up to the points lead in the 12 car. Chase Briscoe falls down to second in points in the 99. Joey Logano moves up into third. Daniel Suarez falls down into fourth. Kevin Harvick falls all the way to 5th in points. Clinton Bowyer goes up into 6th. Matt DiBenedetto climbs up to 7th with his win. Chris Buescher getting a great run still out of that Roush Fenway number 17 and 8th. Ross Chastain remains in 9th, and Denny Hamlin falls all the way down to 10th in points. And then in the playoff standings, you see that there are only 10 cars locked in now. That's because Chase Briscoe dropped out of the point lead, and he was locked in because he was the point leader. And Briscoe's teammate, Jan Magnussen, has fallen outside of the top 30 in points, which means that his win at Palm Beach International Raceway currently does not lock him into the playoffs unless he climbs back into the top 30 in points. Ryan Blaney is obviously on top, just as he is on top of the regular season standings. And then take a look at the cutoff line. Alex Bowman is 5 points above. Kyle Busch is finally within the playoff cutoff line by only 2 points above Ty Dillon, who is 2 points out. Jimmy Johnson is 3 points out, Eric Jones is 12 points out, and Kurt Busch is 12 points out. The next race is the Auto Club 400 from Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California. Catch it right here on the Speed Station.